Welcome to the King of Iron Fist tournament.
Furious, you're here. Fantastic. Then we can just jump right in before anyone else joins. You wanted to know about Julia wall combos and why to do and when to do which one. Well, the answer is simply not simple. First, let's go over not every single wall combos, but the options you have. She has plenty of wall combos. And the max damage one is that 60 damage. Best damage you'll get. But let's look at the minus range. It's -8 on hit. Now, if she was to stand up, I mean, I can't enforce a mix-up at those frames, you know? Let's see. I need her to not do that. That counter hits. I meant this one. Yeah. You lose your turn after it, but you get the damage. Which is fair. I mean, it's a dangerous mix-up on their part as well. But then she has all these other options. She has... well... she has that, which recovers much better. 0 on block. That means now, whatever I do, I have options that will be faster than their fastest option, because the toe kick is 13 frames. So this should trade. You gotta counter it though. Yeah. Why am I getting a counter hit? Is that not... it is 13 frames. I guess she's starting it a bit later because she's still recovering. But yes. If you do like this ender, you have much more free reign to do whatever you want afterwards. That's if you know it's not gonna kill. Just as a by the way, this isn't a normal combo for females. The only reason this is working against Eliza is because I'm letting her fall down a bit before I do the forward one. But if I do it immediately, it won't work. It doesn't work on small characters. So like against a wall splat like that, it won't work. So you'll have to do the jab. You'll have to use a jab instead. But that's neither here nor there. So those are her two main wall combos. But she has others. She has jab into this string, which also does very decent damage. And then look at where it leaves her. So you'd use that ender. Now before we explain that, she still has more wall combos. Ones that you will never see. That also works as a wall combo. Look at the plus frame, that one is plus. It's very low damage. But it's plus on hits. That I can fully enforce my mix-up if I want to. The reason to... how you end up deciding what combo you're going to use fully depends on your opponent. Not fully, but mostly depends on your opponent. Are they the type to toe kick after a wall combo? If so, then I'll want a wall combo that will get me a counter hit if they're the type to retaliate. If they're the type to stay on the ground, then I would want a wall combo that... this is fine. That flip animation is fine. I can get that to hit grounded. Julia doesn't have the other type of bound. No, she does. This is also, if they like to stay grounded, then you want to use a wall combo that gives you this kind of animation, so you'll get free hits. And it's simple. If they're the type to tech roll, then you would want a wall combo that benefits that. Either one that benefits from that or one that limits that. Because they can't tech roll after... there's certain wall combos that they can't tech roll after. Yeah, well, they can't tech roll after this. This you have to hold back. You can't mash square. And that's when now you'll be using stuff like that. They can't tech roll out of this, but if you know they're tech rolling to a particular side, you can have that in your favor. But you wouldn't want to use such a wall combo for someone who likes to tech roll. Because what's gonna happen is that they're gonna leave the wall. And you lose your pressure. They've left the wall now. Yeah, you're no longer at the wall. So if you know your opponent likes to tech roll so much, you don't want to use a combo of that type. And the type of wall combo you use also depends on the type of wall splat you get. If I get like a generous wall splat like this, I can be able to now go for much bigger things. And it also depends on your axis. This is not a good combo to use off axis because of, as you've seen there, it doesn't always hit grounded because sometimes the second hit hits them out of the wall. So when you're off axis, you don't want to use that as a wall ender unless you're aiming to resplat. What it does nicely is that sometimes it resplats. That's good. And that's why you'll see most Julias do that as a wall combo. Because it is basically the most consistent and it does decent damage. It's not max, but it does decent damage and she still recovers well. This one is way too minus on hit. That's if you want to kill. And then lastly she has this wall combo. It's the same as a max damage, but it's even more minus. You'll use that if you want to kill. Thank you for updating. I swear this game, it needs to be doing this automatically. You want me to start again? Well, you haven't missed much. Basically, I'm just talking about the type of wall combos you do. Like how you'd be able to know what combo to do when, because some characters have so many options. One of the best types of wall enders is, you see how this one hits for 60%? One of the best types of wall combos are the ones that don't hit at 60%. The ones that allow your the opponent to fall down first and then roll, because that gives you more to start your Oki. Because they have to fall down first and then get up, which gives you more frames to work with. Excuse me. So let's talk about Asuka's wall combos. I think that explanation was clear enough, but that doesn't even scratch the surface when it comes to wall combos across the cast, because there's so many different types and most characters only have like 2 or 3. Now with Asuka, the most common type of wall combo, the one we all see and we're all tired of, is this one. It's plus. It's fantastic and it's very reliable. Even on a low wall splat, you still will get this because the first hit is a low. Not a low wall splat, but if on a late wall combo, let me say that. The problem with this as a wall combo, I can't even call it a problem. It's just that because it's plus, you want to take that turn and you're risking yourself, because now you're guaranteeing that there's a mix-up happening. Because no Asuka is going to, well, very few Asukas are going to do this wall combo and then just wait and see. You're plus, you know you're plus, so you're definitely going to try something, whether it's going to be forward 2, back 3, down forward 1, whatever. You're going to try something. And what that does is now it puts a mind game on both of you. If, for example, Eliza just wants to just sit there, I need like a proper wall splat. This will work. And then let's say I whiff a back 3, for example, because I was expecting a toe kick or something. Now, technically I've lost my turn. And the bad thing about this is that Once that has happened, you've lost your wall pressure because your opponent has become patient. And if I do decide to stay on the ground and then I eat that, that's minus on hit. Again, I've lost my turn. There's this option to hit grounded, which is very plus on hit. But then they tech roll. And then they're no longer at the wall. So while her wall game is good, I just need to demonstrate it. No, they've left the wall. Her wall game is very good, but her ways of like ensuring you stay at the wall aren't that good. Eventually there's gonna be an exchange that happens that makes the opponent either leave the wall or steal their turn, or there's that open gap of anything could happen because you're both in a mix-up. You're predicting what they're gonna do, they're predicting what you're gonna do, and even when you're successful, it doesn't keep your turn. I'm hoping that makes sense. This wall combo is just a damage wall combo because as well it gives you that flip animation. Oh my god. It gives you that flip animation that makes them leave the wall, but it's max damage. What I've seen Asuka's doing is this one, which is also decent damage. Oh, this is a better wall splash. This does 48. That does 49. It's good damage. It is minus, but it leaves her in a position where... How do I put this? Well, it's not the best position to be in, because I am minus. It allows me to now get up into your wall shenanigans, because now I'm not expecting some sort of mix-up or whatever. You've done the wall combo, and then I've gotten up, and I'm still at the wall, technically. You mentioned this one. This is also very good. This is especially good against characters if you really want a mix-up. Oh my gosh, what a terrible wall split. Wall combos that work like this, you use them against people you either know are not gonna roll back, you get your free hits, or you know they're gonna roll back and you want a 50-50. And Asuka does wall 50-50s very well. Actually, I think of all her wall combos, this would be one of my favorite ones. I would be using, I didn't know about that flip animation. I didn't know it flipped over like that. That's very good. It's very good to have, especially on a character built like Asuka on 50-50s. Because how plus is it? Plus 19. She's not holding back. Backward roll. My bad. Plus 19. They're stuck there, and they roll into the wall. They don't roll away from the wall. That's a very good wall combo to use if you really want another turn. If you feel like your next options are gonna either be really damaging or they're gonna kill. This is really good. Though, seeing that it starts with a high, there is that problem of you can't do it off of things like, if you maybe do this at the wall, you can't do it like that. And like, what's this against that? That's why combos like this, that's why this ends up being the most reliable wall combo, because it works off of everything. But you really need to pick and choose your wall combos, especially when it comes to like being off axis. You need to know the one that is your most reliable off axis. I've always had problems with that delay. When are you supposed to press it? Anyway. Anywho's. Also for 441 works, yes, 441 is good. Hey Batusai, welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, this is good because it can resplat sometimes. It's just a very good wall combo to rely on. That's why you'll see most Askers use this all the time, despite having different options. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's always good when your character is one of those characters that have something that you can just rely on 100% and you don't have to think too much about it. That's always a plus. It's very boring though. What other kind of wall combos do I want to talk about that I feel like I should mention? Especially when it comes to being defensive. I think I want to talk about kings. Because now when it comes to a character like King who has fantastic Oki, that is plus. And that's his main. Does this work on females? Yes it does. That's also plus. How to know which combo wall ender to use as a King player. Of course, we all know Kings will do a throw, a mix-up, because it's a lot of damage. But sometimes you don't want to take that risk that they can break the throw, so you go for the guaranteed damage. Okay, I guess that is unreliable against females. You do something like that, or something like that. The problem with King when it comes to wall combos is not only, as you've seen, I mean, put on the health first so that you see. When it comes to damage, they don't do much, and we all know how characters do a lot of damage at the wall. You don't know what King lacks? King lacks lows. His lows are very poor. This is seeable, it's 23 frames. It's unseeable online, but this is seeable. And it's launch punishable. And it only launches on counter hit. This is also minus on hits, launch punishable. This is also seeable, low parryable. This is decent. It's not the fastest low, and it's only +1. And that means a lot because King's fastest counter hit is 13 frames. Oh, this is 12 frames, I forgot about that. It's only +1, but the fastest counter hit is 12 frames instead of 11 frames. So you're not going to trade with a jab, you're going to lose to a jab if I did down 3 into back 1. So the plus frames are minimal. It will trade, you won't trade, I mean, and swing is uninterruptible. But that's a high. Other than that, it's just jabs, which is also high. So you can't like do it down 3 into down 4 to add some sort of frame trap to like keep them honest. Down 3 on hit is still a guessing game on your part. He also lacks proper plus frames. Not that he really needs it, but he just doesn't have them. This is plus on block. This is plus on block. But it's like a very fake +2. There's like, just like how this is a fake +1. I think this is a very fake +2. I don't know how I'm gonna explain that. He loses his turn a lot. That's a problem with King. He loses his turn a lot, which means a lot for someone who needs time to get their throw going. For someone who loses their turn a lot. So all of his frame advantage is purely mental. Which is good, but it doesn't work against players who are completely crazy. If a player isn't gonna respect your strings, then there's nothing you can do. This doesn't, it's peanuts if you finish it. This, if someone goes under it, it's a launch. I mean, it's just a lot of risk. If I could say it, not that I think he's weak, he's definitely not weak. It's just, he's very heavy, he's built, how do I put this? He leans very much on one side of playing. You can't play him, he doesn't cover all bases well. like like what a proper top tier does. Proper top tiers cover every base properly. His lows are weak and very risky. So he essentially has no 50-50s unless when it comes to now chain grabs, which again are seeable offline. You can see the crouch dash and do that. Even giant swing, as weird as the animation looks, you can get used to the animation. You can get used to the speed of the throw and break it every time. Throws are very breakable offline. You can react to all of these throws. In fact, King's arms especially are easier to react to. I don't know if it's because we see King throwing a lot, but I find his throws easier to react to than everyone else's. Hey Keegan, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing well this fine morning. Punishment, space control, throw game, wall game, pokes, keep out, counter hits, frame traps, combo damage, and Oki. He is above average in all. Apart from frame traps, even his wall game isn't impressive. He has this, which I think is honestly one of, I don't want to call it broken, but it's a very stupid move. As a 9 frame mid, with range you can do from wherever you want. That's plus 15 on counter hits. I find it so like this is just a free count. Plus 18. How is it plus 18 and that's guaranteed? That makes no sense. What? This is 19 frames, right? I'm seeing it's 19 frames. So how is that guaranteed? Anyway, this move is what keeps King afloat. Without this move, King would be very, very, very weak. It's a move that's all profits. It's all profits. Oh, what was I even talking about? I've gone off track. We were talking about this silly character. Can't you get his wall bounce? Yes, you can. You can, and his wall bounce is 1,000,000 damage. Look at all that damage. 81 damage. You can even get, once this connects, you get a free rage drive. I guess not at the wall. Hey Vega, what's up? But that's guaranteed. There's nothing you can do about that. No, you're welcome. You're late. We were talking about wall combos and now I've lost track. People keep derailing me. I don't even know how I ended up with King. I was talking about the wall combos, how to know which wall combo to do and why. King has this as a wall combo. I can't do it from that side. He has that as a wall combo. Big damage, minus on hits. It's a wall combo that's pretty much unique to him, though there are others that do wall throws as well. There's rage drive as wall combos as well. You do that for damage, you do that for Oki. For a character like King, you want that kind of damage because typically he lacks it. Those two that I've mentioned, the giant swing wall ender, I think there's a better name, and the rage drive wall ender, they're very limited in terms of what you can do them after. Like I don't think I can connect rage giant swing after this. Okay, I can. Something like this I can't, for example. Something like this I can't do the giant swing, for example. So you have to keep them all in mind. He's not one of those characters that they just have the one size fits all wall combos. But since like only one person plays King, that doesn't really matter. We're not talking about Akuma. I don't know anything about Akuma, first of all. Especially his wall combos. Doesn't he just have one wall combo that just kills you all the time?
The other one is a setup for you. The other one is for you. ducking, obviously. Oh, it's just basically different enders, and one is for damage. If you enter to the Shuriken, it's damage.
Doesn't the Shuriken do like 2 damage? Well, there is something that Akuma does that I would like to talk about, which is the next type of wall combo, which is the resplats. That one. This is also a damage option. If you really want the damage, you go for the resplat. What's this wall combo?
Down 1 1 2 circle back 2.
That doesn't come out on block.
I mean, heavy touch. Heavy touch is
okay. Oh. Hello. I don't even know why I've ended up on Akuma. But the thing with his wall combos is they give fantastic OK, because, like I said, they don't do that. Does he have a wall combo? Yes, he does. I need to delay that, huh? A wall combo that hits at 60%. That doesn't work on Shores?
Nope.
Fantastic.
He works with people. He's very... You don't like him that much.
Okay, so just for demonstration's sake, a wall combo that hits your opponent like that, typically they're not plus, because they're the damage options. And what Akuma does well is that he doesn't leave your opponent in that situation where now they can tech roll, they can toe kick, they can spring kick, they can do whatever, because... Why was this refusing to come out? If you hit your opponent like that, they have all the options in the world to get up. You leave them with every single option, especially if you're not plus. But if you do something like this... Oh my gosh. The heavy Tatsu. When it comes to that, and then they roll down, they can't spring kick immediately, they can tech roll, they can't toe kick, there's a lot of stuff you limit them. And that's fantastic when it comes to wall combos. So you don't want to always do the high damage wall combos that hit them very low. Am I making sense? Because with some characters everyone just wants to do that. But this type of wall combo leaves them with a million options. But it's for you to research. It just hit me. I did that 60% combo ender yesterday and I tried to low parry a low kick and I couldn't, and I was confused. There's something weird about low parrying toe kicks. I also have the same thing happen sometimes. Let's see. This is plus though, so this should work. I need to find something else. Like, I low parried, then I stood up too early there. The timing is very weird. You have to like really commit to the low parry of a toe kick, even though it's one of those lows you just want to do quickly. I need a different example of it. This should also hit at 60. Hey, that's plus 10. What? Why is that plus 10? That means I can do whatever I want. Anyway, no one ends like that. Okay, let me do a different example. I don't know about Akuma that well. We were talking about Julie earlier. I think Julie is a perfect example. The Nina counts as well. The toe kick is minus 16. I think it used to be more minus and they buffed it. Because I remember I made a video about punishing get-up kicks and I could punish it with the Lee's somersault, and that's like 19 frames. So I don't know if they buffed it. I don't know if... Let's see how minus it is. Yeah, it's minus 16. It used to be minus 19 and above. When I'm minus, it's easier for me to low parry the toe kick. But when I'm plus, because there's a bit of lag before they can do the toe kick, I'm low parrying it a bit too early. So I have to commit to the low parry, otherwise I'm gonna think, oh, they're gonna do a toe kick and that thing is fast, let me low parry quick and then do it, but they're still recovering before they do it. And that's the same for your Asuka wall combo. Your Asuka wall ender, that one, the 3-ring circus is plus. So you have to wait a bit before they can do the toe kick because it's plus. But typically it's better to block the toe kick than to low parry it, because it is launch punishable. But yeah, depending on the type of combo you do, if you're gonna low parry it, you have to commit to it. Commit hard, don't like flash low parry, otherwise it won't work. Anyway, that should be it for now. You wanna do some matches? I don't think there's anyone online for you to play with.
Yes.
It's just me.
Can I train you first? Warm my fingers up.
Why don't you ever come with your controller?